Real Madrid just lost to Manchester City at home 2-1. Like and subscribe, and let's get straight into it because, look, let me start off with this. I'm not married to the idea of keeping Xavi Alonso. I'm not married to the idea of sacking him right now. Because some of the player performances I saw today was embarrassing. It was truly embarrassing. And let's start off right. So the first 20 to 30 minutes, we played well. We were pressing. We were intense. We had a couple of chances here or there. Every time City had the ball, they didn't do anything to us. They did nothing to us in the first 20 to 30 minutes, right? They did nothing, and we were pressing, we were attacking, we had chances in there. 20, 30 minutes, right? Rodrigo gets his amazing goal, right? I think Rodrigo was our player of the game. I think he was our man of the match. I think even for both sides, right? Because City didn't have a standout player. So, in my opinion, I think Rodrigo was the man of the match. And his goal was very well taken. I think Jude Bellingham gave it a perfect time pass. I think Jude Bellingham was the second player who played amazing for us. He showed why he's one of the best midfielders in the world, top two. Jude Bellingham was very good today. He was very good today. And he passes off to Rodrigo. Nice pass, nice weighted pass. And Rodrigo takes it, scores. Amazing goal. Very good goal. I was getting hyped. I was excited. And then what happens? Corner kick. I think Vardy the one that wins it. Courtois leaves it off to O'Reilly, and O'Reilly scores. When they scored, it was so down. It made us look so bad because we worked so hard for that Rodrigo. So hard. We worked for it for 20 for the whole time we were playing by then. We worked so hard for that Rodrigo goal. We worked so hard for it. Play on play, passes on passes, attacking, pressing. We worked so hard for that first goal, just for them to score on us on a very dumb. I think Vardiol won it. Rudiger didn't jump. No one jumped. Literally, Vardiol won it over everyone. Courtois, I think he should have done better right there. He leaves it to O'Reilly. O'Reilly scores. And at this point, I'm like, okay, we worked hard for the first goal, but there's still so much time. We still are playing way better. We'll get more chances, right? We do a couple plays and a couple bit of pressing again, and Rudiger does such a dumb thing to Haaland, tackles him, brings him down, and there's no reason. I don't see the reasoning. Just stick to him, try and get to the buffers, but no, he pulls. I think I saw a pulling of the shirt, right? And I was just it just didn't make sense in my head, right? We're playing so well. We were playing so well, and then we just our dumb mistakes, our dumb ways of thinking that pulling Haaland, pushing him, doing this was gonna work, and no foul would happen in over the 90 minutes, right? They were playing like that since the beginning. Him, Asensio, Rudiger, and Haaland, they were doing the same thing, each other. But there's moments, right? You do that in the middle of the pitch. You do that outside the box. You don't do that on right there, right in front of such a clear penalty. I genuinely thought it was a clear penalty. Falls on him while pulling him and having his arms around him. Like, it was so obvious going to be Mark the Pen. We go into the second half, right? And it's just I was down because I know this team, right? This isn't a team that I've seen make comebacks, right? This isn't the team that I've seen come back from games, right? This isn't a team with Toni Kroos telling defenders to go up while he puts a perfect pass. This isn't the team that Modric would grab, get the ball, and do an amazing assist to Rodrigo, right? Like for that, I was talking about the Chelsea game, right? Modric getting the ball, looking around, crossing, looking for people, finding the pass. This isn't those teams. This isn't that. This just isn't that, right? And I haven't seen us made amazing comebacks. Every time we've gone down, we either win 2-1 or tie or lose a game. That's been the last couple of weeks, right? That's literally been the last couple of weeks. Every time we get scored on, it's hard for us to come back. And even if a team if either a team is playing possession or if a team is in a low block, it's hard for us to come back. I've seen this team. They let their heads down. They do let their heads down. Thankfully, this game we had Rodrigo on the pitch. Rodrigo was amazing. He created chance on chance on chance. And the second half, right? I think we had like 2 to 3 chances before the last 10 minutes, right? Because in the last 10 minutes, everyone goes forward. Everyone throws everything throws to the pram. Everyone goes forward, right? That's how this thing works. And Jude had a chance, right, where he tried to chip the goalie. And it's just little decisions, right? If he passes to Gonzalo, does that go through? If he shoots just a hard shot like Rodrigo's, like if Jude Bellingham takes a shot like Rodrigo did, I think it might go in, but it's just little things, right? That happens. Vinny is on a 2-on. I want to talk about Vinny, right? Because I think this was the game where he could show the world that this could be his team still, that he could be the main man, this team, right? That is what I saw this game as when I heard Mbappe was injured. I'm like, okay, Vinny, show the world. I've been backing Vinny the whole time. I'm not the type of guy who says this is Vinny's team, this is Mbappe's team, because that's social media, right? Everyone in social media is that's Vinny's team, that's Mbappe's team. That's not me. I back the players who have shown me what they can do. Vinny has shown me that in Champions League, big Champions League nights, Vinny has shown me that in big Champions League nights with his team, he could do something. Today was the day for him to show up, and he didn't show up. You could name plays, you could say things. If you watch the game and you watch the Vinny, he didn't show up. He just didn't show up. There was a 2v2, right? Vinny Rodrigo versus I think it was O'Reilly and Bardiol, where Bardiol was pretty much out to play by this time, and he does like the dumbest pass to Rodrigo. O'Reilly, Vinny, Rodrigo right here. The ball passes closer to O'Reilly than it does to Rodrigo. I think that was a play for him to give it straight to Rodrigo. Rodrigo sets himself up and takes a shot, but I don't know what he tried to do. That was terrible way to pass. Vinny was hiding half the game. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. That second half performance by Vinny was embarrassing. It was so embarrassing by Vinny. He had the chance on the second post where he just falls backwards and doesn't even put his body in front of it, which is what you pretty much have to do in that position. Of what I've seen Jude do in that position, I've seen Jude put his head, put his body in there. I've seen Mbappe put his body in there. And today was just embarrassing by Vinny, genuinely, because I thought this was the game where Vinny would take the team and say, I'm going to be the main man right now. Mbappe's out the team. I'm going to show the world why I'm going to be the main man. And no, Vinny didn't show up. Rodrigo was taking all the spotlight. He was fighting for the ball. He was attacking. He was taking players 1-on-1. This was Rodrigo's game. He even set up a header for Vinny, where Vinny just moves his head and it just bounces. The ball bounces off at Vinny's head. And then, Xavi Alonso started doing changes, and I just genuinely didn't believe we would score. The only moments I believe we could score was when Henry came on. I feel like he brought this energy and presence to the box, this speed and electric. He was electric when he came on, right? And then he had the header that hits the post. But other than that, there were so many moments where we would be so high up the pitch and we would just pass backwards and move the ball to side. When City went on that low block, I was like, we're not doing anything. We couldn't break down Celta de Vigo. We're gonna break down Bardiol. We're gonna break down O'Reilly, Ruben Diaz, Ake came on. When I saw this City stay back and play the counterattack against us, I knew we weren't gonna score. I think it was pretty obvious we weren't gonna score. We couldn't break down Celta de Vigo. I never thought we could break down Man City in the last 5 minutes. It's just embarrassing. It was an embarrassing performance. I think the only players that saved themselves this game is Rodrigo, of course. Jude Bellingham had a very good game. He did his best to try and make us win. And Alvaro Carreras had a very solid game. Apart from the early mistake from Courtois that cost us the first goal, I think he saved us a lot. Asensio had an alright game on and off. But for me, Alvaro Carreras, Jude Bellingham, and Rodrigo were the players that saved themselves, right? I think those are the players that saved themselves this game. But the rest, Valverde struggling with Doku, Brahim Diaz, I don't even know what he comes on for. Every time he comes on, I genuinely don't see anything. I think I would rather see Mastantuano. I like his link up play. I like how electric and intense he is. But when Brahim Diaz comes in, I don't know what he does. Vinny for me was embarrassing tonight. Chouameni was alright in moments. Ceballos was alright. Arda Güler came on and did absolutely nothing. Rudiger was embarrassing. Even the foul that he did on Savinho at the end, that was an embarrassing play. I thought it would have been a penalty or a red card. I wouldn't have been surprised. And yeah, it was just such a embarrassing performance from us. First 20, 30 minutes, we were doing well. But other than that, we had moments, right? We had moments. We have great players. We have amazing players. So, of course, we're going to have moments in a game like this. But Vinny, I think he's the one that disappointed me the most because I really thought he would grab the game by the scruff of the neck. No Mbappe, right? There's no critiques to Mbappe today, but grab the team by the scruff of the neck and say, "I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take care of the attack. I'm gonna carry this team to carry the attack at least to the win, right?" And no, I think Vinny was embarrassing today. I think Valverde was pretty bad today. I didn't like his defending, and I didn't like him going forward. He sometimes would just cross to cross. I think Gonzalo Garcia did well in moments, but there was so many moments where we could have passed to Gonzalo Garcia. There's so many moments we could have crossed to Gonzalo Garcia, but we didn't. And yeah, this is such a bad taste. And like I said, I'm not married. If Xavi Alonso gets sacked, then the next manager has to be someone with character, someone that is respected, someone with like hard character, right? It has to be someone like that because let's be honest, we have the Real Madrid have to have big character, right? And Xavi Alonso today, I don't know, man. I'm like I said, he could get sacked, he could stay, and it's just some of the performances are too inconsistent. Vinny has been too inconsistent this season. I've backed him so much, and I genuinely thought this would be the game for him to do something big, to show to the world that he could do it still, that he could do it without Mbappe. And here's the thing, right? Mbappe this season and last season has shown us that with Vinny or without Vinny, he's gonna score. If Vinny's playing, he's gonna score. If Vinny's not playing, he's gonna score. He's gonna score. Mbappe's gonna score, right? He's a goal scorer. Vinny, with this game, hasn't shown us that. He's played good with Mbappe in moments. He's had individual good performances, but today I keep repeating myself. But today was the game to show himself. Today was the game to show that this is still Vinny. A lot of it on Vinny, right? But everyone, this was bad on everyone. Like I don't like the ref. I didn't like how he refs today. But let's be honest, we put the mistakes were ours. It's a lot of the plays could have been avoided. The goals could have been avoided. But I don't know what's gonna happen next. I think Mbappe looked like he was injured, right? He wasn't even warming up. He's injured. He didn't train yesterday. He wasn't gonna play today. And it just sucks, man. It sucks because the Atletico Bilbao game just sold me a dream, and I bought it I invested all my money in it, right? And it just sucks to see, man, because I genuinely thought we would have built something. I thought Vinny would take the game by the scruff of the neck. I thought Rudiger would have a good performance against Haaland. I thought Valverde would be electric and do some nice passes and defend Doku pretty well, but he didn't. I thought Chouameni would be more of a general today. He on the ball, he took so long to make passes. A lot of the balls he tried to switch over, he missed 90% of them. City didn't even play well. City didn't even play well and they beat us. This is embarrassing, man. This is just embarrassing. I don't care. You guys could bring up the first 20 to 30 minutes, but I genuinely don't care. Rodrigo, Jude Bellingham, Carreras, they were our only great players today. I think Carreras, Jude, Rodrigo were very good today. The rest of them, I don't care. I think another safe one is Gonzalo hasn't played all season. We put him in against City. Enrique put him on 10 minutes. He hasn't played all season. Gonzalo, Enrique, these are youngsters who haven't gotten many minutes. But the main guys like Valverde, Vinicius Jr., Rudiger, Courtois making that first mistake, he did save us a lot, right? But Valverde, Vinicius, Chouameni, I think had a very slow game. Ceballos, Arda Güler, it was just bad. Yeah, let's see how the weekend goes. Let's see what happens with the coach. Let's see what happens with the players. I promise there will be some news of some sort of between the players and the coach. I promise there's gonna be another board meeting with Florentino. I know these things are gonna happen. Like and subscribe, y'all. Little crash out by me, but this was true. I found this truly embarrassing. I did because City were terrible. City were so bad today, and they still beat us. So Real Madrid lose 2-1 at home. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video pretty soon, probably, depending on the news that happens. If no news come out, then I'll see you guys on the weekend. Peace.